Hi YouTubers, this is Ken, and today's project right here, I would be creating these patches and sewing them on these hats. These are, I'm not going to say the name in the event that they don't want me to advertise for them. But, so I ordered this material. This is a veggie tan leather, right? Don't really care too much for the color, so what I did is I went out and purchased some dye. And I dyed the leather, and this is what it came out to be. From this to this. All right, so I dye it, let it dry, and then I'll put it on my XTool D1 laser engraver, diode laser, and engrave them, and also do all the perimeter cuts, and I'll show you that on the software. And then I'll just go through all the steps with you and show you that, so stay tuned. All right, so here we are in Lightburn, and you can see I have multiple images here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 images I'm going to do out of a 12 inch by 12 inch. The awesome thing about Lightburn is that you get to create in these layers, these colors here. So as you can tell, I have the 12 inch by 12 inch in green. Let me go over here to let cuts and layers. I'm just using this as a reference to set my machine up to know that from this corner of the green we're going to come in and start our work so everything fits. Because I'm going to be doing multiple ones, and I'm on the XTool D1, they don't have the option of being able to turn the air on and off between the software communication and the machine. So I have to do it all manually. So when I'm doing the fill, which is the tree, all the artwork with it inside, I'm doing that as an engraving or a fill, okay? And as you can see here, I'm doing the speed at 300 and the power at 50. And so that would be the first thing that I would do. So I would put the output on, but I have to select everything, okay? Select everything so that all the artwork stays within inside of the parameters that I set up here. If you don't, and you just say click this, it's automatically going to throw everything up into this corner. And it's not going to work out to what you have designed here. So what I have here, all the artwork on the inner part of the patch, on the MHI and the tree and all, that's going to be in black. That's going to be the fill. That's going to be my first order of business here, okay? Then my second order of business is going to be the blue, which are my lines, which means I'm going to cut them. I'm going to cut everything that's in blue. So the way you do that is you select everything and you control what you want to cut in this area over here. So I'll first select it, okay? I'll make sure my machine is homed, which is on my machine is the upper left corner, and I'll show you that. And then I'll jog the machine to the corner where the green is, and then I will come over to this option here, clear the origin, and then set the origin. So that every time I send the machine back home and I go to, or here, either home, this home up here, or this home here, it'll send the machine home, then I will go to origin, then the machine will jog to this point, right? And then I will send the job. I will hit start. So I got one pass on everything that you see here. So I'll go through the functions with you as I do it, but first we're going to do the everything in black. Whoops. Then everything in blue, which are all my cutting the pieces apart, right? And then I'll come and do my perimeter, which is this one. And I also have that as one pass. On this particular leather and these numerical values here as far as the speed and the power, it cuts through the leather on one pass. But I have to say, I ordered the air assist kit from the XTool company, and I was not happy with it. To turn it down enough to be able to do the engraving so you don't have any charring, that part works great. But as far as the cut lines, to cut through any type of material, it didn't have enough air, in my opinion, to be able to do the job. So I have a big industrial compressor, and I ran a hose into my machine, and I'm running 40 psi's on cutting woods, leathers, anything that I need that much power. It helps the laser to push the cut through the materials, believe it or not. So XTool, if you're listening to this video, please take a note to that the air compressor that you provide or that you offer does not have enough output to do your cuts. I'm not dogging it. I mean, for me, I don't want to sit here and do 4 passes on something like this and stand a chance of even charring the material even more. So I use an industrial air compressor. I do probably on the engraving part, I run probably about 8 psi's for that. Normally I don't, that varies too. I mean, sometimes you get a decent job of engraving at no air, but being that you are burning the leather, I want to keep airflow through the nozzle. So I still utilize the nozzle that came with the air compressor. I just ran my own air to it. And like I said, 40 psi's on my cuts. Okay, and I will go through that. It's going to be a little noisy when I have the air going. So I'm going to walk you over to the machine and set that up. So what I got to do here first, the machine's already home, so I need to jog the machine over utilizing these tools right here so that I'm in the proper area where the leather is going to sit right here. So let me put the leather over there, and then I'll jog the machine. Stay tuned. Okay, this is the corner I'm going to be utilizing. So unfortunately, the leather doesn't lay flat, and especially when you start to burn it, it wants to curl. You're probably wondering what these things are. These I'm laying on the perimeter, just right on the edge, to hold the edge of the leather down. Some people tape it. The tape doesn't really hold that well on this honeycomb that I have here, so this is how I'm doing it. I might create something a little different in the future, but this works pretty good. So here we go. We're going to jog the machine. Go to the button that says go to origin. And there you go. Every time I need to start a new part of this job, I'll send it home and then go to origin. Okay? All right, now we're going to just send this job. And here we go. It's going to go down pretty low. Then it's going to start doing the burn. Oops, I didn't put the air on. I'll let this run a little bit and you can see how it's burning. I'll get a little closer for you. Also, you guys will notice I don't have the shield. I don't have the shield on. I took this off because it held too much of the soot with inside of this. Also, this sat pretty low and it had a tendency to hit the surface of whatever I was working on. So after this, I will bring you back to show you the lines to cut the pieces apart. All right, stay tuned. Okay, they're done. This is where it stops the job in the middle there. I will take you over to the machine, over to the software and show you what's next. Okay, so what I will do is turn the fill off and turn the first set of blue lines on. Everything's still selected. All right, now I want to hit home. The machine's going to home. You can see it over there. All right. Then I'm going to go over here, and then I'm going to go to origin, right? I'm going to click on that, but let me pan back over to show you what the machine does. See, it goes right back to where it originated. Down here, all I have to do is hit start. I'm going to turn my compressor up to 40. All right. Go back over here. Like I said, this is one pass to cut through the leather. Right here, and here, and here, and a little bit there, it started to char. But when I put the 20 PSIs, it went away. So, this machine is fairly new to me, so I'm still learning it. Alright, I will show you the perimeter cut after this. Alright, so the last part of this job, I click off on this one and then I click on to the red, which is the perimeter cut that will finalize the cutting of the patches. I already sent it home and I already went to origin, so I will take you over to the cutter and show you that. Sorry for the background noise. I had an AC unit going. It's pretty hot here where I'm at, so I'll just keep it off for this particular recording. Oops, I didn't have the air on. Hopefully it cut through. I'll send the machine home and then I'll see if everything cut out. I didn't cut through the paper on this one, but I'll cut it out. But here you have it. You have all the pieces. Stay tuned for the next step. Alright, so here we go. I have some leather craft cement to be able to bond the patch onto the hat to prepare the stitch, just so that it doesn't move on me when I get ready to sew it. So I just have a swab of some sort. You can use anything really. Get it all nice and on the back here, and we're going to line it up. The seam I normally put the tree on for centering it. Then I line it up with the bottom. Then I just kind of hold it on here. I'm actually supposed to be getting a hat press this week to be able to hold this so I can start dabbing the glue on the next patch. So I'll glue them all first and then I'll go back and sew them on. Next step would be sewing them on. Alrighty, on to sewing. You gotta make sure this flap is pulled back. This is my Chinese knockoff version. The old hand crank machine. Then on these hats you gotta push the top in, kind of cup it so it sews kind of like in a bowl versus trying to sew over the top. It just works out better this way. Then what I do is I just go over the beginning of the stitch. That way it locks the stitch into place. Maybe about a 1/2 inch. There you have it. All right, folks. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Have a good day.